Let's express rational numbers from fraction to decimal, and in the next, from decimal to fraction. Let's look at three types of fraction, that is, proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed numbers. And remember, your numerator is on the top, and your denominator is on the bottom. And to convert this to decimals, we just need to take the numerator and divide it by the denominator. Let's take an example. Let's have 1/2 and let's convert it to decimal. Let's take the numerator and divide it by the denominator. How many ones are there in twos? There is none. Let's put a decimal point here and add 0. How many twos are there in tens? There are 5. 5 times 2 gives us 10. 10 minus 10 gives us 0. There's no remainder, so the answer is 0.5. So 1/2 in decimal form is just 0.5. Let's look at an improper fraction. Let's take 7/6. And what's that in decimal form? Again, let's take the numerator and divide it by the denominator. How many 6 are there in 7? There's 1. Difference of 7 and 6 is just 1 also. Since we still have, let's put a 0. Let's put the decimal point there. Bring down 0. How many 6 are there in 10? There's also 1. 1 times 6 is 6. And we would have 4. Still have a denominator. Let's add one more 0. Extend this line. Let's bring that to 40. How many 6 are there in 40? There are 6. 6 times 6 is 36. And the remainder is 4. Since the 6 here would just repeat, we can just use an ellipse to say that this is continuing. Or we can just use a line on top. So for 7/6, it's going to be 1.6. So for 7/6, it's going to be 1.166 and so on. Or we can just use a line. Let's now look for mixed numbers. Let's try to have 5 and 2/7. In fraction form, that is going to be the whole number 5. And since 2/7 is the fraction part, we can just take the numerator and divide it by the denominator. How many 7s are there in 2s? There's none. Let's add 0 and the decimal point. How many 7s are there in 20? There's 2. 2 times 7 is 14. This is going to be 6. Let's add one more 0 here. Extend this line. How many 7s are there in 60? It's going to be 8. 8 times 7 is 56. And this is going to be 4. Let's add one more 0. Extend this line. How many 7s are there in 40? There's going to be 5. So 5 times 7 is 35. The remainder would be 5. Let's add one more 0. How many 7s are there in 50? It's going to be 7. 7 times 7 is 49. And the remainder would be 1. And if we add one more 0 here, so we're going to add one more 0 here. How many 7s are there in 10? There's only 1. So 1 times 7 is 7. So the difference of 10 and 7 is 3. Let's add one more 0. And this is going to be 30. And how many 7s are there in 30? It's going to be 4. 4 times 7 is 28. And we're back to 2, which is the starting point here. This whole sequence is going to repeat, so we can just say 5 and 2/7 is just 5.2885714285714 repeating. Or we can just overline this whole sequence. That's it. End.